Hi, this is Helen from Jupiter's Realm, and today I'm taking a look at the upcoming new moon, which is happening on the 5th of July at 14 degrees of Cancer. And I think this is a lovely new moon this month, as the moon's in its own sign, which is an excellent place for it to be. It's comfortable here and it has strength here, with no hard aspects this month from any of the planets. And the moon being in its own sign really emphasises lunar topics and qualities this month, such as the home, family, bonding with others, and emotion and memory, also the body and feelings of comfort and safety. And you can think about which house Cancer falls on in your birth chart, as the topics of that house might be the ones where you feel the new moon themes coming through for you this month, or where you might like to focus your new moon intentions, especially if you have any planets near to the new moon degree. The new moon is an inception point, the start of a new cycle. So it's very much about what is being seeded, what's beneath the surface that will come forth. What do we want to plant now, metaphorically speaking? What are our goals or plans? What do we want to initiate now that we can nurture and bring to fruition in the weeks ahead? So the new moon is about setting intentions, new beginnings or fresh starts even, as well as the general qualities of the new moon that we might be feeling drawn towards, or that we might feel more collectively in the environment around us. Because this is an inception point, any planets nearby or an aspect will add an additional tone to the lunar cycle as it unfolds. First off, we have Venus co-present with the new moon in Cancer at 22 degrees. And Venus is the planet of beauty and love, friendship and harmony. It's about what brings us a sense of joy and pleasure and ease in life. And Venus is generally associated with more positive experiences and actions. Now, Venus is combust, being only 8 degrees away from the Sun, so she's not at her strongest at the moment. Combustion is normally seen as somewhat challenging, but she's still a benefic planet, so there are still some good things that we can get out of Venus here, but it might require a bit more extra attention or awareness to bring that forth in a satisfying way. There might be a sense of relationship matters or matters around pleasure and joy perhaps being less satisfying at the moment, perhaps less emotionally fulfilling, or that feels less stable, or there might be something that's been overlooked. Combustion can point to hidden qualities, so Venusian matters being less visible in some way, perhaps going on behind the scenes, or just being expressed in a quieter or more private way, or there can be an introspective focus that comes through instead. But the moon being present in Cancer helps Venus out, as it indicates their support or resources to help deal with any niggles that might come up. But also, Venus is moving out of combustion, although still remaining under the Sun's beams, and moving direct and faster than average speed at this time. So this is a Venus that is improving day by day and gaining strength. It will be helpful to think about relationships or parts of life that are maybe lacking attention or care, or emotional connection, or where there's a lack of ease or flow or enjoyment or a sense of belonging, and what can be done to improve that in the weeks ahead. I think what will be important will be not just to pay lip service to doing that, or just giving a superficial appearance of care and connection, but to really do that from the heart to get the most out of what Venus and the new moon can offer. Venus being hidden by the Sun also adds to the intuitive theme of Cancer and the moon. Cancer is a feeling sign. It's about emotions, instincts, what's felt in an intuitive manner rather than operating from a more mental or logical space like Mercury, for example. And Venus being hidden here, it's kind of like being in an invisible realm, and it supports accessing intuitive states of being. So there's this theme of letting feelings and intuition guide you to see beyond what's visible or rational under this new moon. It's a nice time to access those more liminal spaces and have internal reflections and explorations, perhaps through things like meditation or visualizations, dream journaling, whatever it is that you prefer to do, to explore the more hidden aspect of self in relation to what you really love and what gives you peace and well-being, and if that's something that needs attention or nurturing. With Venus co-present in Cancer, there's an emphasis on what's comforting and pleasurable, especially in an emotionally connective, relational way. There's a strong theme with this new moon about new beginnings in relationships, forming new bonds, or refreshing or deepening existing bonds, and how you can bring more care, sensitivity and nourishment to yourself or to your relationships with others. Both the new moon and Venus signify women, so it's a good time for initiating matters or setting intentions relating to women, particularly the care of women or women's health. This new moon is about soothing, enjoyable experiences. If you've been having a lot of stress recently, take advantage of this time to perhaps set some goals about how you can bring a bit more of that into your life this month if it's been lacking. You might feel drawn to having more pampering moments this month, having a cosy night in watching your favourite movie with a loved one, making your living environment feel more comfortable or safe, or having get-togethers with friends or family over your favourite meal or comfort food. Whatever it is that brings an overall sense of well-being, both physically and emotionally, doing the things that make you feel good, that make you feel nourished and that supports your emotional ties or ability to provide that for others. Cancer is a water sign and water can have a very calming effect, so water activities that soothe could be helpful. Having a spa day or pampering yourself at home in the bath, taking a walk by a lake, a pond or sea if you can. Adding in moments of getting back into the body, tuning in to how your body feels, how you feel emotionally, relaxing, and bringing in things which can bring pleasure to the senses, whether that's through things like beautiful smells or music or soft furnishings, massages, yoga, whatever it is that works for you, and that can help to calm nerves and just let the body and the mind relax for a moment, even if it's just for 15 minutes or so. Adding a few more moments over the course of a week or a little bit more time each day for yourself if you can really make a difference. This new moon is great for activities like that and also for connecting with others over shared joyful memories or doing something creative that's emotionally fulfilling or expressive, with family or friends. Activities that bring joy and pleasure which you can feel some togetherness through, or that supports a community in a collaborative and nurturing way. So you might like to set new routines or strategies to bring through more of this month. And it might be useful for when Mars conjuncts Uranus and then moves into Gemini later this month, and also with Uranus coming through to square Mercury, as these alignments can point to a faster pace and more activity and a busier mental state, and possibly adding a bit more stress in the air, which, might frazzle the mind and bring tension to the body. The other aspect I wanted to mention is the sextile between Saturn at 19 Pisces and Mars at 19 Taurus, which goes exact on the same day as the new moon, and so brings this through as an undercurrent to this new lunar cycle. We also have the new moon applying to both planets within 5 degrees, so it's not making exact aspects, but it's very close. But the moon itself does make an exact trine to Saturn and an exact sextile to Mars only a few hours later. Now, quite often there's a focus on the hard aspects in astrological forecasts because those can be challenging and require a lot of attention, so that makes them more palpable. But sextiles and trines are nice and they're usually helpful aspects. With Mars and Saturn as the more potentially challenging planets traditionally, trines and sextiles can show them being helpful in some way, but it may require some extra effort and mindfulness still compared to trines or sextiles from Venus or Jupiter. So let's just take a look at this. Saturn and Mars in sextiles shows a level of clarity and disciplined focus to actions. Mars itself can indicate a reactive, independent or restless quality. And Mars is currently getting closer to Uranus, being only 6 degrees away from a conjunction with Uranus, which takes place on the 15th. And that amplifies these Mars qualities. And this pairing often indicates sudden, unexpected volatility or changes or breakthroughs. It's a very individualistic and rebellious combination. But it can also indicate empowerment or freedom, and having the courage to be authentic or to try new directions or approaches. And I think what helps Mars be more focused and productive here is that it's in a reception with Venus, but also Saturn being in the superior position to Mars helps Mars have a slightly cooler, more cautious and responsible and disciplined expression, which can be more constructive. This pairing is very good for endurance or persistence and having clarity about what actions we want to take and where to focus our energy. And so being in this sextile, whilst that's not as strong as a trine, this may still be something that's helpful to draw on in the weeks ahead. In addition to that, I think the individual aspects to the new moon and the moon itself of the trine with Saturn and the sextile with Mars speaks to new beginnings and intentions this month, which involve being honest and true to oneself, being authentic and focused and clear regarding our intentions and goals, prioritising what's most important and having healthy boundaries, doing what's right for you in terms of your own self-care and finding more harmony, comfort and joy, and with regard to home and family matters. And there's also a connection with Saturn and Mars here to Venus, adding to the Venusian tone of the new moon, because we have Venus ruling Taurus, and Venus is also the exaltation ruler of Pisces. So those are my thoughts for this upcoming new moon in Cancer. Thanks very much for listening or watching. If you have any questions or comments about the new moon or your experiences of the new moon in Cancer, please do leave them in the comments, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.